Facebook.com/show/NotaCluePodcast. Please find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/NotaCluePodcast. My microphone is stuck under there. There we go. That's what I wanted. Find us on Twitter at NotaCluePod. You can also find us on YouTube. The first name of the channel is Not a Clue. The second is Podcast. We are now on part 2 up on YouTube because we stopped during the songs because with the songs it says very bad connections. That's what it just said. Yeah, I got a warning.
Your mother's a bad connection.
It's still saying it. Very bad connection. Eat a penis. But
could be the weather.
it could be the weather. But you can't predict the weather.
Or it could be Spectrum.
We all know our happiness with them. Love you. Let's talk some baseball then. Talk some baseball. Listen, I brought one of those too.
I see that. That made me think of this one.
It's delicious.
That's the kind I usually get.
I love that kind. That's my favorite. But let's talk about some baseball. Or base brawl. That's what the word was the other day. What'd you think of the brawls?
I love it.
Which one was better?
Arenado. By far.
Well, bad. I don't think it's bad at all, personally.
Hey, shit happens. Digress. Get over it, bitches.
It happens in every sport. Fights happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do admit, though, baseball is the one sport where everybody can get involved. Nobody else can have that.
I don't like
Think about it.
I don't like the way suspensions are handed down for pitchers and position players. Because 5 games for a pitcher is 1 start.
5 games
5
for a
games
batter
for a position player is 5 games.
Especially one who plays every day, like a Nolan Arenado.
It should be 5 starts. If you're going to say 5 games, it should be 5 starts, which is about a quarter of a season for some pitchers.
Or at least give them 10
2
games,
starts.
or like 11, 12 games. Give them 12 games, so it's 2 starts, and then you're guaranteed to get 2. Because 10 games you might, because they're already pitching in the game that it happens, so it still only might be 1 if you think about it. So it's.
No, you're going on.
But
Sorry.
the way that Arenado came back out, like,
I thought it was going. If you'd have caught him,
if he would have hit him with that one shot, like he just.
It reminded me of Shaq and Brad Miller a bunch of years ago.
It was one of those ones where he grazed like right here when he put the full blown swing on him. Also, how funny is it that he hit him with the pitch, but when he threw the glove when he's a lot closer, he missed by like 12 feet.
It's because Arenado was the pitcher got scared. He was scared.
he backpedaled.
He was scared.
He backpedaled a lot.
Like I respect how Joe. Come on, you want to come out? Come
Oh
on.
my god! I have a fight. The one thing about that fight for the Red Sox, you can tell he's young because a veteran catcher like Molina would have been right in front of him.
Yo, quickly.
He wouldn't. The moment he slammed his bat down, whoop, he would have been right in front of him.
Yeah, which reminds me, if you know you're gonna charge the mound, you got to do like that guy did in AAA or in the minors.
Or just kick
when
the
you kick
catcher,
him and then go out.
catcher.
Hilarious. Every time I see a brawl, that's the first thing that pops in my head.
They show that still on Highly Questionable.
Oh, absolutely.
They did just the other day. Actually, the day after the
Yep.
brawl, they showed it.
That shit, it tickles me every time.
So me too. He just kicks him right
You ain't catching me.
because he knows the catcher's the one that could stop him.
Yeah.
So he just instantly poop and gone.
But that shit's hilarious.
But that proved how young he is because he should have gotten.
Oh,
in
he
the
don't
way.
like Joe Kelly.
It could be that, but at the same time, I think it's just that because once he started going, he was trying to grab him. If you noticed.
Oh, he don't like Joe Kelly.
It
Might have been one of those turns. Let me act like it so I can't. When they look at it,
like a Papelbon thing.
Yeah, when
the suspension stuff works in the sports, especially not the sports,
The
but
sports.
baseball.
The sports.
In the sports, in the baseball,
The basketball.
el baseball, baseball,
Basketball.
el baseball. Somehow I hit the SAP button twice.
Tu as blessed my. Oh fuck! I forgot to eat my cupcake.
Shove it. Oh yeah, you said you can go get it right now.
Nah, I'll wait.
You wait for the next week. We'll come back live and you'll be like,
I'll tell you, we gotta hurry up. Aaron's ain't playing this shit tonight.
all right, let's go. Let's go. My question
After
is,
8 games?
My question is, should we really pump the brakes on it, or should we actually join in on this party?
Right now, sure, go for it. 10 games in. He's had a great 10 games.
Yeah.
If they gave out MVPs right now, he'd be a front runner.
I a break. Just because we've seen players have great starts in their career and then literally go into obscurity.
I agree, but like right now, if they gave out an MVP award right now, he'd be in a
He would be.
runner.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
He was got three bombs, two solid starts,
Yeah.
multiple 11 strikeout performance, something like that. So yeah, he's probably the leading candidate right now. After 10 games, 12 games.
He's one of those guys that, yes. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to actually see what his stats are here.
Okay.
There's not a search button in here? There we go. Is it going to let me type him in? There it is. For some reason, there's a wicked delay on MLB.com. All right, he is 2-0 with a 2.08 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 13 innings. He, for batting, it just wants to give me his pitching stats.
I know he's got like 6 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, a triple. Got like 7, 8, 9 RBIs.
There we go, right there. It is
313, 314.
It's all pitching. It's all pitching.
Huh? Fuck him.
All pitching. All pitching.
I can
Still all
help it.
pitching. Still all pitching. Batting. There it is. Jesus. All right. He is. He's had 30 at bats. He's 11 for 30. He's so he's 367. He's got 3 homers, 11 RBIs. He has walked 3 times, struck out 7 times. He has a triple also. He's slugging 767. His OPS is 11. Not at all. On base 424.
See, right now, yeah, he's
He's
MVP.
doing pretty good.
In Cy Young, probably.
I was going to say, he's 2-0. He's 13 innings pitched, so it's 2 quality starts. He's let up 3 earned runs in 2 starts.
So
He let up 1 hit in the 1 game.
go with it. If we're gonna vote right now, he gets my vote.
He's got your vote.
12 games in?
Some teams are that, yeah.
11, 12 games in?
Yeah, some teams are there.
He's the league MVP,
League MVP league.
league MVP, and league Cy Young.
So you're joining the party?
No.
No? Okay. That was the question.
No.
Okay.
I don't even start thinking about that shit until after the All-Star break.
But the pundits again.
'Cause they're idiots.
The only channel that didn't, MLB Network didn't do it. MLB Network has said it's still like too young. They've said rookie of the year. That's what they've said so far.
Give him that too, then. Fuck it. Give him the Rollie
Give him
Relief
the-
Award
give
too.
him-
Also,
Give him every award.
give him the Manager of the Year. Fuck it. GM of the Year too, because he
Third
took,
base coach of the year. Also,
he took
Give
less
him
money to play for Arizona. So
He's not playing in Arizona though.
fucking the Anaheim Angels of California Republic. Gap.
Nice.
Foot Locker.
I don't know what that little laugh was there, but
It's just this. That's like when they do a mock draft 2 hours after the fucking draft.
oh, for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you fucking. I hate you guys. How'd you guys get on TV?
For that, we should have Bill do that.
I'd punch him in his face. I'd sock. Talking about mock draft.
I got
for
the
next
mock
year,
draft already.
I'm punching him in the throat. If I had to, I'd stand on the table. Fucking
Suicide dive off the table.
swanton bomb his ass.
Nice.
Yeah, I know some wrestling shit.
Oh, speaking of which, later we'll go through how well we did or didn't do.
Sounds good to me.
So the next topic I wanted to talk about. So it seems like every catcher that's on the roster for the Mets is out. The one that's coming back the soonest is out 8 weeks.
With everyone knowing how desperate they are, it might.
It would up the price is higher than what it would have
Yeah,
been.
especially I think
During the fire sale.
I think he's a really good, not really. Yeah, he's a good catcher. It's not like he's a
And he's hurt right now.
bum. So
And he's hurt right now. Wise, he's one of the better ones to get. If you think about it, he really is because he can steal bases too, which helps him in the fantasy
He's
department.
the anti-Salvi.
I think Salvi had like 4 last year. He ain't getting any this year, but
He's the back end of a double.
back end of the quadruple steal. Speaking of which, you see the sack fly that ended out in 3 runs?
Yep, the 3-run sack fly. Tell me it doesn't get no more Miami, Pittsburgh than that.
He beat me right to that. But so you think the Mets should stay in their lane then, since they're 11-1 with the way that they've been going anyway?
It's because they're pitching.
Oh, they've been hitting the ball decently too.
It's because they're pitching. It's allowing them to. I think that team. It starts with the pitching, and everything
And
else falls into place.
remember how
after
we
that.
talked about last year? The 5 young kids
I
have
barely,
never.
barely remember what we talked about last week.
But I remember looking it up, and it was the fact that like, when you have Syndergaard, Harvey, Zach Wheeler, the 5 young kids, it was the first time that all 5 of them pitched in a row and made it back to the beginning again. It's the first time, and this is the 3rd year that Zach Wheeler's been up and down.
I think they just need 3 of them. If they can keep Syndergaard.
No, because
No, I know what you're saying. I'm thinking as long as they keep Syndergaard, DeGrom, and one of the other 3.
either Matz, Wheeler,
Or
or
Harvey.
Harvey.
One of the other 3, without missing major time, 3-4 starts, I think they'll be okay.
If they hit the 10-day DL for like little things,
Miss one start,
non-throwing
yeah.
arm related.
Or even if they get they had the arm fatigue and they miss a start.
Thing you don't want it to be, but if he's out like 2 starts,
Yeah,
or
something. As long as they can, as long as they keep.
another one,
Yeah, give or take.
because you could even throw like we'll just say Mats, it's just one of the 6. You throw Mats in there. I'm just saying.
As long as the DeGrom or Syndergaard don't get hurt, I think they'll be okay.
Okay,
Remember who picked them to win? The East.
you did. That is true.
Because I think DeGrom and Syndergaard are. They might be the best 1-2 punch.
I can
in
actually
baseball.
say a lot of the picks that I picked are not looking so hot right now.
Sir, it's 12.
I know, but it. You know,
I think you just glossed over what I said. I think DeGrom Syndergaard are the best 1-2 punch in baseball.
I did gloss over that because
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. Because I zoned out.
I think they're the best 1-2 in baseball.
Really? Like, would you have said that before the season?
Yes.
Okay. Not like Strasburg and
No.
Scherzer?
No.
Really? Strasburg, the weird stat that I heard in his last start, because which I was glad that people in the league that we did fantasy were like saying, "Oh, you take him to Strasburg." I'm sitting there going, "Keep saying that. I want him.
I would have taken him.
Oh fuck yeah! I was glad he made it to me. Well, if I didn't pick, you were right behind me. You probably would have snagged him then too.
But
his counting the starts he's had this year, his ERA since the All-Star break last year is 1.87. And he struck out like 13 per 9 innings. That's awesome. That's fucking that million Pirates in his. Just the fact that I'm not mentioning my team in this or any other team.
It's because no one else.
Well, what about the Astros? The Astros have
No.
I think this actually.
They may have the best 5 pitching staff.
I can actually say Jason Stark, formerly ESPN, who does I can't remember where he is now, but and a couple other guys were chit chatting on Twitter because they're spread out across the country
Putting
at
against
games.
each other.
No, they were all in agreement that Garrett Cole, because he had 14 strikeouts and he also had
11 last night.
He's done 3 starts or something, and he's
11 or more.
He's 11 or more in every start, and they all. It just goes to show you how, they were one of those teams that were really good because they won the World Series, and then they pulled the trigger on him, and it's already paying off 3 games or 3 starts in, not 3 games in, but 14 games in for them or whatever.
I'd still take Syndergaard DeGrom.
It's we're 15 games into the season.
I'd still take
For majority
Syndergaard
of
DeGrom.
teams.
When they're both on, when they're
both on.
they're both number ones.
But if you put the 5 of the Astros against the 5 of the Mets,
I'd take the Astros starting 5.
no, that was what. That
Just
was the
because
question.
of past injuries with the Mets starting 5.
'Cause,
I think the
well,
Mets starting 5 has more
Lance
potential.
McCullers has a history of, but he's
So
also
is Keuchel.
but he's also their 4. Keuchel's 2 because they have Verlander, Keuchel, Cole, McCullers, and the fifth would be
Morton.
Is it Morton?
I believe so, Charlie Morton.
Yeah, because last year it was Fires, and Fires is on another team this year. So okay.
I'm not saying they're not like Verlander.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, just like.
I don't know if Strasburg's is an ace.
Oh no, I went Astros. I said I was saying Ace.
Who's that?
Really? Beard. But
If his beard, if he's your number one, if ace you don't need, like, you can't tell me who's the ace on the Mets. Is it DeGrom or is it Syndergaard?
I would say Syndergaard.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people that would say DeGrom.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk to people, who's the ace in Houston?
Verlander.
Verlander. Who's the ace in Washington?
Sure.
See, so, like, they have two legitimate frontliner.
Yeah.
If you polled it, it could come back 50-50. I could see it coming back 50-50. Well, DeGrom's the ace, or Syndergaard's the ace. If you do it in...
Almost every...
It's probably going to be 8-10.
Yeah,
I mean, 80 to 90%.
almost every other team you're going to get at least 70% of the people and above.
And I think
picking number one
Yeah.
legitly on every other
And
team.
I'll say this also. I think if Syndergaard or DeGrom goes to Houston, I think Wright is the ace there.
Oh, yeah.
He's better than them two. Same thing with the Dodgers.
Kershaw.
Same thing with Boston,
Yep.
with Chris Sale.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But they slide everyone else behind them back. So who's ever the number two and Strasburg goes from the number 2 to the number 4.
Oh, if you have both of them?
Yes, if you add DeGrom and...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's as cut and dry because Scherzer is right
He's
there
had no
with him.
offensive help.
Scherzer is still right there with him. Scherzer is...
You don't think Tanaka's right there with him?
Hold on. Tanaka's got to win this year. Kershaw doesn't. I'll trade... If the document was made, Kershaw was injured.
Yeah.
And what I said was...
But Kershaw actually technically had a better win-loss record, really.
Probably had better stats and everything. But at the point, time we were talking,
and you also said when he came back, he would still be he wouldn't be as good as Tanaka
right away.
But he came right back and fucking.
I agree. I mean, he did, but the story was Tanaka was pitching, Kershaw wasn't.
Yeah.
My argument was right now Tanaka's a better pitcher than Kershaw because Kershaw wasn't pitching.
Yeah. That was the first time Kershaw actually was hurt.
So
he hadn't been hurt at all. And so
I wasn't wrong. Technicality, I wasn't wrong.
I still picked Kershaw.
Well, that 2 starts that he missed, I won. So for those 2 starts when Kershaw was out and Tanaka pitched, who was the better pitcher?
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Nice. Half-court strikeouts.
Mr. Baseball.
Mr. 3000.
Both of those movies. I like both of those.
I can name cheesy bad movies too.
Actually, I think Mr. Baseball is a touch better than Mr. 3000. Just because of the Asian. Playing there, and the fact that Pedro Serrano is in the movie too. Is Dennis Haysbert is in the movie.
Give it up, just let it go.
Give up the ghost, yes. All right, back to where we were. In our never too early segment, as we were just talking.
I'll kill you.
So far, what's your biggest disappointment?
Too early to be. I'm too.
You can be disappointed in
Too early
something.
to be disappointed.
I'm disappointed in the win-loss record of my team.
Fucking 15 games in. I don't care. All right. What's your win-loss record now? What do you got? 5-10, 6-9.
I think that's what it is.
So in the middle of July, if they go 6-9 over 15 games, are you disappointed?
Yeah.
No, not as a. I understand as a fan, but is it really? Does it really? Are you? Not really. Like I'm not gonna.
If we go from first place to third place in our division, yes.
At the end of it's too early for me to be disappointed with anything. You know what I'm disappointed with?
Actually, they're 4-8.
You know what I'm disappointed with? Fucking all the fucking we had because of the weather.
I say this every fucking year. Put the warm weather teams in, have the home games for the first 2-3 weeks of the season, and dome teams. They all should get the home games because you're not going to get as many. I mean, you might get some rain in Florida. You might get some
It
rain
never rains.
in Southern California. You get some rain sometimes in the California cities. Texas gets rain. Like, they're fucking... Like, you know, the central United States, like in St. Louis and stuff, could get rain and shit too. But you're less likely of a chance for snow and cold and all that shit to delay. Because that's what happened in the Cleveland game.
Well, what about the getting teams where you only visit a city for one time that year, though? Something like that. You can't really... You got to take the good with the bad. You want me to be... That's the only thing I'm disappointed about. So all the PPDs that we've had so far.
And the thing is, though, that's the way it is every fucking year.
Yeah. And anything other than that, I'm not disappointed with anything. It's 15 games in.
I'm just disappointed. We're 4-8. We're 5.5 games back already. Not happy about
All
that.
right, if you guys win 6 straight, you're 10-8. Does that mean you're
Actually,
happy again?
if we win 6 straight, we play Arizona in part of this. So then, yes, perfectly happy.
I'm upset that the Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to Boston.
And your team's at least 500.
It's too early to be happy. I'm upset with anything.
Actually, your team's 5 games back too.
Not really worried about it.
All right. Well, you guys are playing Detroit, so you guys are good. You're fine. You'll win at least 2 out of 3.
I totally understand the question, but
Okay, biggest surprise.
it's 15 games in.
Shohei Ohtani is mine. I'm gonna say it.
I could go with that. I'm okay with that. Or Garrett Cole having double-digit strikeouts in 3 games. But again, the sample size is too small. I can see this question after 25, maybe 30 games. But
Excuse me.
you can get
Okay, the end of the month if I
a
brought it
10
up.
game hitting streak. And so if a 10 game hitting streak in the middle of if Ohtani goes 3-0 over 3 starts in the middle of June, he's gonna go, wow, he's amazing little streak just because the season has just started and it's just starting. It's fresh back in everyone's mind.
Yeah,
So
I see what you mean. I do. I see what you mean.
it doesn't make for good talk, but it doesn't.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're saying.
If this was like the NBA where 15 games is almost it's a
It's a chunk. It's a good chunk of
yeah,
the
it's
season.
about what 20%. No, about 15% of the season.
16 games is 1/10 of the season.
So
in baseball,
I can see. I'm like, really, we still haven't even gotten to.
we are not even a tenth away. Technically, not a tenth into the
Yeah,
season.
so we haven't even gotten to May yet.
Yeah, because the team with the most games is 15.
Yeah, so
There. Oh no, I take that back.
16.
Yep, there's a couple with 16, but still, the 2 teams that have 16 games are 1/10 into the season.
Listen, I saw a thing when I was on ESPN or I don't know Yahoo Sports. They already had the wild card standings up.
I don't even think MLB Network. I don't think MLB.com does.
I don't. It was
No, they don't even have wild.
MVP candidate. Yeah, he's a yearly MVP candidate.
Yeah.
I think it affects.
Well,
more,
I had Jonathan Scope as my dark horse for MVP this year.
I think he's a good player. I just don't think they have a chance to do anything. So I don't see.
Just because I think he, because of how the team is now constructed, I think he is one of the main guys on the team now.
He will be the next year.
Oh, because everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. You have Machado. Jones isn't the same. He's still a good player. And Crush Davis is on his way down. Mm-hmm. He still can hit the ball. He still can walk.
If he connects it to, he
Oh,
hits
fuck,
it a
yeah,
ton.
yeah. He's like Joey Gallo, like we just talked about. Joey Gallo's still young, can still...
He can mash.
Yeah, he can increase from 220 to 260.
If he becomes a 250 hitter,
Watch out.
yes,
Watch out.
absolutely, because he'll give you 40.
Oh, yeah. He almost
be-
gave you 40 almost last year.
Yeah, it'll be 40. He's going to give you 40.
He could be perennial 40.
Oh, it's going to. I think it's going to. If they keep him up with him hitting 220, he'll still give you 40. But if he gets to 250,
He could
with
get 50.
40, yeah,
He can almost hit 50 homers that way.
But I think
Because think about it, that means he's hitting the ball more.
his RBIs will jump.
Oh, God, yeah.
They'll go from low 90s, where I think it was.
Yeah.
I think
it was 80 last year.
Low 80s, mid 80s to he'll be the 40, 110.
To 100 to 110?
Yeah.
No, I actually... If he does that this year, I'd be happy because I drafted him.
How much are you going to play him?
I have him in the lineup all the time. Just because of his home runs and RBIs. I know he strikes out a lot.
He's no Aaron Judge.
But I also have but if you notice, I counteracted, like AJ Pollock doesn't strike out a lot. I have some guys who don't strike out as often. and then I have guys who strike out a lot.
I didn't even pay attention to it. I just
No,
I didn't care this year because I tried that last year. It screwed me. So I just went for that play. I was like,
No, I noticed that he did different stats this year that I didn't notice before.
oh, I did. I paid attention to it because I got caught like that a couple years ago.
No, I thought it was going to be some of the same stats, and I realized that there's a couple things different.
Yep.
But it ended up helping me because I noticed. I go, oh, good, okay.
I paid attention to it. That's why I wanted Kluber, but I didn't want to reach for him because complete games wasn't.
I didn't reach for him. He fell.
I'm just
in that
saying.
spot.
I would have because if complete games, I would have taken him with my second pick.
Oh, okay.
Because
he was my second pick.
you picked. I mean, my third pick because I went kind
He
of
was
back to back.
Yeah, he was one position below where I picked for my second pick, and I'm like he's right there. Click.
Because I took who did I take? I took Harper, and then Votto.
Which isn't a bad one too.
I think it was Harper Votto, and then I was going to take.
Mine was Arenado and Kluber.
I was going to take Kluber.
Normally, I don't take a pitcher that high, but when Kluber's sitting literally right there, I'm like, yep, kick.
That's why I went more for the strike out.
And then 2 rounds later, Strasburg sitting there. Everyone's passing him up, and I'm like, fuck, he's.
I was going to take him. I think I took Nola after you took Strasburg, who's pitched really well so far.
Yeah.
I like my pitching staff. I don't have a lot of big.
I was gonna say my pitching staff's not. I don't either. I have Kluber and Strasburg, and then the rest of mine is like Danny Duffy, who, he's not
My
overwhelming.
ace is Carrasco. What the fuck?
My phone just went fucking. Hey, I must have got good service all of a sudden because my phone.
Oh no! I
My
got
phone
good.
just went ape shit for a second.
I got Gio, Trevor Bauer, Patrick Corbin, Nola, Carrasco. That's not bad.
Going back to what you said about if you inserted 2 pitchers under the Nationals rotation, Gio would be one of the guys out of the rotation.
He beat number 5.
No, because they have such high things on Tanner Roark. Tanner Roark would be ahead of him, so that would put him in the bullpen.
I'd have.
Because he would be the fit. Tanner Roark would be 5.
I'm saying I would have
Gio.
number 5.
My pitching staff is Corey Kluber, and then my other big one was Strasburg. And then my mishmash unit after that is Danny Duffy, Michael Waka Waka Waka, Mike Clevenger, and the young rookie Luke Weaver, who I
love Kluber. I have a middle crush with him too.
And Luke Weaver, who during spring training I paid attention to young pitchers because I usually try to get one, and I found out early that he was pretty much, if he stayed healthy and stayed the course that he was during fall ball, he was going to make the rotation without a hesitation, and he's like their number 3. So
I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Only
because I focused on pitching. Well, the last 2 years, it's not like I've done bad. I did 3rd and 4th the last 2 years, 4th and 3rd. But 3 years ago, 3 and 4 years ago, I did 2nd and 1st. When I focused more on batting and supplemented my pitchers with the best available pitchers at the time when I drafted.
The year I won, that was the year I didn't even care who I just wanted middle of the road pitchers. That was what I got. I got middle. My ace was Lester. That was my ace the year I won.
So, and when we talking, I'm just talking about the league that I'm in with him. I'm in 5 other leagues, 6 total.
Yeah.
So
usually I do multiple. This is the first year I only did 1.
I do multiple every year.
I usually do 3 or I do minimum 2, but I average about 3.5.
I'm cutting football down. I'm saying it now. I'm not doing more than 8.
Team.
Nope. I already told.
I thought you were gonna say 8 team.
I've already told 3 people.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Really?
Yep.
You're not gonna get the itch, like a herpes itch when
Probably.
it comes around. Okay.
But it gets towards the end of the season.
Because Bobby and Ray both said today that, Brad, you're gonna get the itch not playing ball. I go, I'm playing old timers. I'm like, I'm gonna have that itch scratched every Friday. And they're like, oh, shit. Because they were hoping that... I'm like, no, Uncle Johnny's team wants me back because for some fucked up reason, they really liked me. Because I don't know what was wrong with me. First game there, put me at catcher. Played very well, made a play at flight. I don't know how... you have to put the shit on and everything for them because it's modified. And then the second game, I played shortstop. Usually I butcher that. Nope, played very well. Played very, hard hit balls. We played against Phillips' team. And They were launching hard. I'm standing there, make one step, I stab. Oh fuck! I got it. Whee! Throw it over there. They're like, all right. Next game, I play in. 2 games later, I play in the outfield and make a diving catch. Apparently, they liked me.
I'm not diving for shit.
No, I didn't think I was gonna have to dive, and at the last second, the ball like.
I'm still not diving for shit.
Oh, honestly, if I would have let it bounce, it would have went past me. So I'm sitting here going, it's layout or fucking. So I jump, roll, get stand up, boom, done.
I'm not diving for shit.
And then back to the last player, Elvis Andrews, fractured elbow, out at least 8 weeks.
I think that's big because
Same state.
Texas had an outside chance at a wild card, just because they can match, and in the summer, it's a launching pad out there.
And he the last couple seasons have been his uptick on his home runs.
She was barking. She might be stuck.
He's finally. I think years ago they thought he figured out his swing, and I think he really.
I like
did.
Elvis Andrews.
He's a steady player, and he's very good defender too.
He's not great at anything. He's just good at
He takes maybe some unnecessary risks at shortstop, but that also makes him get to balls.
I love the interactions between him and
Odor.
No,
Second baseman's Odor.
No, Beltray.
Oh yeah.
The way they play with
Well,
each other.
and also Odor's on the DL too, so now they're
they're up the middle.
yeah, because I have him and he's on the DL, so. Although my replacement for him is Jed Lowry.
Almost done.
My replacement for him is Jed Lowry, so.
Not bad.
I picked him up on as a free agent.
I haven't made one. I haven't done one thing. I haven't made one. Nope. I just made my first pickup the other day. I picked up Chris Middleton.
I grabbed
Keon Middleton.
I picked up Eric Thames. I dropped Montgomery, the Yankees pitcher.
Jordan Montgomery?
Yeah. I picked up Eric Thames, and Wieters was coming back from injury, and he was activated as I wanted to make a move, so I had to drop him. Because if not, I had to,
I'm just checking to see if Montgomery's still available. I might pick him up.
He might be. He pitched. Oh no, he's supposed to pitch today, but there was a postponement, so he's going to be tomorrow.
Because I think I'm dropping Gossman.
So do you want to go to a song real quick, or do you want to just keep going and just end the show when we're all done talking everything else? Because we have the NFL talk that happened yesterday.
Yeah, we can just push through.
Okay, so let's talk the NFL then.
The boss is not happy right now.
Okay, we'll talk the NFL, IMDb, and then we'll.
He's sort of lookout guy.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Well, the dog's being a little brat. That's why, like I was saying, I was going to just start coming because she's.
Well, we can't really. This was probably the last week we could have at my place anyway. So.
I don't mind if your parents are there. I'm sure they don't mind.
Yeah, but we'd have to do it upstairs then.
You can't do it in the kitchen.
No, because my dad would start talking, and my dad would watch the TV, and it just would be a pain in the ass.
I'd be okay with that. You can be on the show.
Not the way that. No.
How you hating?
And it's not, anyway.
Hey,
let's talk some NFL.
let's go to Keith's house.
Well, I might be there in the next couple months anyway.
Live on location.
He might not mind that. They're like, dude, we're bringing the show to you.
Well, he won't be there half the time anyway.
What do you mean?
Saturday nights.
Oh, he'll be
playing football.
That's true. What do you make of this Des Bryant situation?
I think everyone saw it coming.
The writing was on the wall.
I didn't think they would do it this early. They'd wait till after the draft.
Like around camp time when that starts to, when those things start
I think Jones had enough love and / respect for him to do it now, for him to be able to. Not that I don't think it's going to be hard for him to catch on.
Yeah.
But it gives him a chance to catch on early and stuff like that.
Yeah. The money situation is what ended up being. They didn't even offer him a pay cut. It was like, whoa! When I saw that, I was like, oh wow.
I think it might have been because it might have been sort of like the Jordy Nelson. Yeah, you're gonna make 12. We'll offer you 1, 2. We don't want to disrespect you like that. The pay cut we will offer you is something you wouldn't take. So we're just gonna say, listen, we appreciate the 8 years. Good luck. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, he was a little salty when he left though, because I don't think he really didn't want to go.
Wouldn't you be salty? He just lost $16.5 million.
Oh, he gets 4 of it, technically.
He lost $16.5
He
million.
lost 12. He lost 16
He lost $16.5 million.
Lost 12. He lost 12.
Well, say
He lost 12, and he got 4. But
no, I'm saying say he signs for 8 somewhere. So, but it's not 16.
do you think he'll even get 8 somewhere? Because okay, my next
No, but I was
two questions away would have been, where do you see him landing? A team like the Patriots aren't going to give him 8.
I don't think.
A team like the,
You know where? I hate this. The Rams. Listen, going back to poker, they are pushing all in for this season coming up.
Oh, they fucking are.
They're pushing all in.
Dan, the one who was on our show from Dan D'Antoni, he said, he goes, imagine him with Keenan Allen and the Chargers. Imagine that combo.
I like them better in
and the Rams just
with
fucking,
the Rams. Well, no, just because you have your outside receiver and Brendan Cooks.
Yeah.
And he's your he I don't want to say he's not a slot receiver. He can be your, because he will go over the middle.
Yeah.
He's still a big target. He's your in the 20s receiver.
And you also have Robert Woods still
Yeah.
there too, who's a very good receiver.
And he's your slot. You put Dez on the outside, and he's your, when you get inside the 20. Let's go, Dez.
And well, Woods also can do that shit too.
Yep, agreed. But you match him up. He's your third best wide receiver. If Dez Bryant right now, if he's your third best, his numbers were horrible for a number 1. They weren't horrible for a wide receiver. He had decent numbers, just not for the. Everyone equates to, well, he's getting paid this much, and his numbers, like he if he had that in his 4th season, he would still be a quality wide receiver. He wouldn't be able to get the type of contract he got, but he'd get a 5-year, $30 million contract with those numbers.
Back to Dan, he came up with something that I kind of poo-pooed on him a lot, and I want your opinion on this.
I poo-poo on you too.
He said, and he's also he has a little love for the Cowboys. He's a Jets fan and a Cowboys fan, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Does that work?
New York and then your team growing up. But anyway,
Makes sense.
he said if he ends up with the Bears, I'm gonna scream.
The Bears.
He goes, we should hold on. They should have held on to him and offered him, sent him and the 19th pick to the Bears for their 8th pick.
They would have laughed you out to.
Thank you. I'm like, that is not a feasible at all.
They would have said, what?
Here, I'll try to get to the whole conversation.
I don't care. After hearing that part, I don't care what the rest of the conversation is.
My direct quote after that is, the Bears would be stupid to do that trade, truthfully.
Even stupider than what they did last year.
Yep. He goes, it would be a smart move.
3 years ago.
With 1 year on his contract. With 1 year on his contract? No.
3 years ago, it would have been a smart move.
3 years ago, that's fucking, yeah. Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl wide receiver. How is that not a good trade? And it's just not.
He should piss Jerry Jones off and sign in New York.
He said I'll see you twice this year.
I don't think
that was his parting shot.
I don't think he's going to sign in the East.
Honestly,
I don't think any of the teams want him.
The Redskins would be the only feasible team. Think about it.
Yeah, because Philly said they don't want him.
Yeah, and the Giants already have a plethora of receivers.
Yeah.
So
and fuck around knowing the Giants, they might take Calvin Ridley number 2.
And I didn't gloss over that.
Gonna be so mad when they don't draft Barkley.
We'll take the number 1 kicker in the.
No, they don't. They won't. They don't go that bad. They reach for talent.
They don't do what Tampa Bay does and reach it for kickers.
Or Oakland.
Hey, Janikowski was a very good kicker. He lasted there a decade. 11 years?
More than that.
Was 14 years?
17.
Is this 7? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's like 102.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they reach for talent. They don't reach for kick. Like, they don't do what. They don't take a kick in the first round. But
what I said if the Bears didn't get other wideouts, because they got targets. They got Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Trey Bird. Like, he's a tight end. But, I mean, he's
still got good wide receivers.
Well, they let go of Cameron Meredith. They didn't match.
He just resigned. He signed in
the Saints.
Yeah,
they didn't match because of his leg. Because of his leg, they didn't want to.
Understand.
He had the full blown both ACL MCL from the hit, where his leg went completely backwards as well.
Didn't Allen Robinson have an ACL MCL too?
A couple years ago.
Last year.
No.
He didn't play last year.
He played last year. He
got hurt early.
Let me see here. Hang on.
Because Allen Hurns was the number 1 in Jacksonville.
So, speaking of All or Nothing with Joey Gallo. He went 2 for 5.
2 home runs.
No, a double. He must have just missed a home run. And he struck out the other 3 times.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And the guy I'm playing against is closing the gap on me. It's 10-4 now.
No, you just widened the gap.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was 9-3.
Oh,
So
then I.
the same.
So same gap
Yeah.
then. Oh, okay. I for some
I
reason
thought it was 9-3.
It seemed closer.
I'm trying to get to. It's what the fuck are you doing?
That double digits. When you get the double digit, it makes it seem different.
I'm trying to get to. Why are you? Okay, I'm on NFL.com and I typed in Robinson, and it went to Robinson Cano. And I'm on NFL.com, mind you.
Robinson Cano.
NFL.com. What in the hell?
Robinson didn't see the field at all of 2017.
No, I thought he did.
No, he got hurt in preseason. Not preseason, training camp, I believe.
Oh no shit! All
He
right.
was knee up.
Oh, final in the Toronto-Washington game was 114-106, and with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, the 76ers are leading the Heat 41-38. Just to quickly chime in. Yeah. Back to what I was saying about the conversation. I said if the Bears didn't get the wideouts that they wanted, I said if the Bears didn't get the wideouts, it would be all right, I guess. Well, this is talking about money-wise and all this other shit, if they renegotiated things. If they grabbed it to justify this. And this is the non-fan talking. The fan hates the trade. And then he goes, well, then he asked, what do you think of the blockbuster that he came up with on the show? That the Giants and the Browns get together, and the Browns get Odell and the Giants' 3rd round pick for the Giants, and the Browns give up the 1 and the 4. And I'm like, no.
They would take the one in the way the Giants are talking. They would take the 1 and the 4 for Odell. Period.
But I actually came back with one that was a little more feasible, I think, in the realm of GM speak, because I go that won't happen, but you're on the right path. The Browns have 3 second-round picks, so they could give up the number 4, and they would give up the number 1 in the second round. And so that would be basically like the end of the first round. And they would still keep one of those and then give up like a 3rd or 4th round pick next year as an extra pick.
Giants said they're not
But
taking
in GM speak, that's more feasible.
No, it would have to be the number 4 and at least 2 of the.
Well, they could. But that would be something like a comeback. Like that would be like, oh no, I'll give you our first one in the second. We'll give you the 4, and we'll give you a 4th round next year or a 3rd round next year.
They probably laugh at them.
Well, no, they might not. They might say, well, instead of that other one, you have 3 in this.
They'd have to give up all 3 of the second round picks.
I don't think you can give up 4 picks in a trade. I think you have to end out having other things happen.
If they're all of them aren't their own picks. That's why it's picks via. I believe if it's that way, like it's
because I know that
Cleveland via Dallas.
There is that rule that it's not like basketball or hockey where you can give up a fucking pick in 2029 because you can do that in basketball and hockey. It's like baseball's starting to do it now too.
Yeah, well, like the Giants said, they're not taking anything less than the first.
Actually, in football, you're not allowed to go 2 seasons. You can't go past 2. When you do a trade. If I remember correctly, you can't go past 2.
Yeah, I'm not looking up.
But anyway. But Odell, he's staying in New York, you think?
Yeah,
right?
I said that before.
Yeah, I thought so. Because I spoke for you. In this conversation. Because he says, oh, so you guys really think he's staying in New York? I go, both of us do.
Well, if he wasn't on his last year, because he says he's not playing without a long-term deal. You're not going to give up 2 first rounds and then have to sign him to the richest contract for a wide receiver.
After you just gave... after you're giving Landry this contract in Cleveland.
But...
Do you think he's worth that kind of money? You get paid what you're worth. I mean, you get paid what someone wants to pay you.
Yeah, I think 15 a year for him is not bad. He's a top 10 wide receiver.
He's getting 42 guaranteed.
Nice. Good for him.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. He's not going to get you a ton of yards.
Yeah.
He's going to get you a ton of catches, and he's short-handed, and he plays special teams.
Sorry for burping.
I don't give a fuck.
It just came out. I couldn't stop it.
You know me.
I couldn't stop it. I was only hoping to contain it.
Nice.
So, best fit for Dez? Where did you say?
The Rams.
The Rams. I think if he's willing to take super low money, the Pats. Seriously.
I think the dynasty's over.
But I think in a way for them to give one last gasp.
I think the dynasty's over. Period. They would have to get a stud. Beckham Jr.
Okay, who?
Someone like Beckham Jr.
Oh, Beckham. Okay.
I think it's over for him.
For some reason, I heard you say Madden Jr.
Listen, if Cleveland
For some reason.
Cleveland would have given up the 1 and a 4 for Odell, I might have taken them for a playoff team this year.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
All right.
If they draft the way they should draft and take Barkley 1 and their quarterback 4, they have a chance to make the playoffs this year. I'm dead serious.
I as of right now, I'm giving them 5 or 6 wins. If they do that, they're minimum 500 team.
Yeah, I agree.
Minimum 500.
I agree.
And that's saying a lot.
I said they would win 6 games this year too.
Considering
5-6 games, depending on who they draft.
Considering in the last few years their winningest quarterback
It's
is
Johnny
fucking
Manziel. And he hasn't played since
and
15.
and the last win that they had, the starting quarterback was
McCown?
RG3. That the 2 games that he played, he got hurt. Remember in the second game, and he was your start. No, he got hurt. He got hurt in the game that he started toward the end.
What, they won in 31 over the last 2 seasons?
Yes.
Yeah.
He won that game. He's your. Yeah.
Dumbfounded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. And good for him for getting a job. Also.
Listen, Kaepernick should have a job. Different story. Different time. Don't even want to talk about it.
I was gonna say you and I, we're on the same page when it comes to him. Okay. The only thing I'm going to say is, we're not professional sports people.
I am.
No, we never played professional sports. We're not on the in like other people are, who are now pundits and all this shit. How are we two of the there are some people who are really gung ho about it, but this is gonna sound so horrible, but a lot of them are of your race. There's not a lot of my race.
That sounds horrible.
No, but I know, but it's true.
I was being...
Oh, but it's true though. It's true. If you actually look at a lot of the people that are actually saying, are really, really hard about him not having a job, like saying, why doesn't he? If you notice, a lot of them.
A Caucasian?
No, a lot of them are. A lot of them are not Caucasian.
A
lot of the ones that are Caucasian are the ones that are saying, oh, he's just not that good, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck. I'm sorry. To me, he's still a starting quarterback. I don't care. I said it. I don't give a shit. I got into a giant argument with Jason before about this.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
That's all I wanted to say. Well, you and I, we agree on it.
Who did Seattle pick up?
As their backup?
Exactly.
They should have picked him up.
Exactly. No, that's my story.
Yeah.
Who did Baltimore pick up?
RG3.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. And who's actually turning heads and people want to possibly give him a job? Because he's playing in fucking spring ball right now? Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel has a litany of shit. Litany.
And I'm not saying...
Substance abuse. Domestic violence. Like, just those 2 right there.
Not a good player.
Not as good, no.
But I'm not saying, fuck it, let's talk about it. And I'm not saying anything bad that they got a job.
But good for them for getting a job.
But for you to say, football-wise, he's not this because he can't do this, and then you go and give...
RG3.
When he was healthy, he was a really good quarterback. But then look at someone like Mark Sanchez. When he was healthy, he wasn't a good quarterback.
No.
Look at the
He
kid.
had a couple decent seasons.
Yep.
But that was also, I think, the system.
Absolutely. Look at Geno Smith. Look at the kid that Seattle signed. I can't think of his name. It's something more. In couple last year, I don't remember who it was, but they signed 3 different quarterbacks, 2 that hadn't been in the league in a year or 2. And you're telling me that not signing Kaepernick was strictly a football decision?
Is bullshit.
You can't.
It's bullshit.
You can't say that with a straight face. And if you can, you're pathological.
And this is what I say. We so agree on this, because I think I mean I wasn't the biggest fan of his. I'm not gonna lie and say I was like, oh, so gung ho about him. Coming out of Nevada, he wasn't terrible.
I'm not a Kaepernick fan at all.
But I'm not either. But the thing is though, I'm gonna stand up here, or sit here in this chair and talk into this microphone and say that motherfucker deserves the job. He deserves at least a backup spot. But the thing is, though, because the one thing that actually helped him out in the whole collusion case is what Seattle came out and said. The reason why they didn't want him, because he's still gonna kneel.
Well, technically, they didn't say that.
No, but he said it, and so it makes it look better.
Collusion is almost impossible to.
It's very tough to prove. But there are things, but like shit like this really, really makes you go, oh,
And
yeah.
it
gives a little validity to it.
Yeah, and
Personally,
listen, I give up. I give up on the. I said it 2 years ago.
Oh, he's
right
done,
after the
he's
season.
done in the league.
He'll never throw a pass in.
and it sucks. It so sucks, because you and I both just said he is a hell of a lot better.
He's still one of the top 32 quarterbacks in the NFL.
I completely agree.
He's still one of the top 20.
I thank you. I was about ready to say I would give
Even
him.
if you want to say 20, he's one of the top 25.
I completely agree. I do not disagree 1 ounce. Not 1 ounce of disagreeing. So that topic's good.
I didn't want to get into it.
I'm kind of glad we did, just because
I could talk about this all later because it's sports reflecting society.
I agree. But here's a we've done a few weeks. So for those of you who are just tuning in on YouTube, and for the people who may be listening for the first time ever to our show, we do the IMDb segment, is what we call it, because we go through the movies that are just coming out in theaters. I hear Bella. You might be hearing Bella in the background. Bella's pissed off because Aaron went out of the bedroom to go pee, and I think Bella's pissed.
I don't know if Aaron wants to country to know she's peeing.
She is.
Brad said it, not me, honey.
But we'll either say yes, we want to see it in the theaters. We'll like Netflix it, Redbox it, HBO it, or you got to do it for the people on YouTube who've never heard it before.
Maybe.
You have to do it.
Maybe.
He says no, but in his own unique way.
I don't know if they're special enough for that.
The first one that came out this week.
Nope, I'm not going there. I got something else.
The biggest one is it's a horror movie called Truth or Dare. It's a game of. I also read the description of the movie, and then sometimes I try to say who's in the movie. Sometimes we just skip that. But it's a harmless game of truth or dare amongst friends turns deadly when someone or something begins to punish those who tell a lie or refuse the dare. Starring Lucy Hale, Tyler Posey, Violet Bean, and Sophia Ali.
I want to see that, actually. I'm going to Redbox it or Netflix it or whatever, HBO it. I want to see that.
I'm a horror movie buff. Like, actually, I will show the little thing right there. Wink, wink. And I'm going to see it eventually. I don't want to go to the theater to watch it because I don't. The next movie I want to see in the theater is Super Troopers 2.
Agreed.
And that comes out in a couple weeks. So that comes. Excuse me.
Actually, I don't care if I see it.
That comes out. That comes out next Friday.
But I do want to see it.
Comes out next Friday. To be honest, because it comes out on the 20th and it's the 14th, so it's next Friday.
4/20?
So we both want to see that. We usually don't agree too often, so that's.
Well, Super Troopers was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, but we even just agreed on this. Usually horror movies, you're always like, nope, that's you.
Well, no, I don't mind horror movies. It's just that I don't like cheesy ones, and the premise behind it looks interesting.
And it's the producer of Get Out and Happy Death Day, which Happy. And it's from what I've heard from actual legit people, like people who saw it, and then people on the internet that do like movie podcasts. That like surprise movie was this.
You want a Dodgers Bluetooth wireless speaker? $10.
Huh? Awesome. The next movie is a remake of the late 80s comedy Overboard.
With Goldie Hawn
and Kurt Russell. Yeah, but this time it's nice. This time it's got Anna Faris.
$10.
Anna Faris is Goldie Hawn's character.
No,
excuse me. It's flip flopped in this one. The guy is the Overboard, and she. I've always thought she was a very.
I do not wish to partake in this cinematic.
Okay, I don't have to read the premise because if you've never seen the original Overboard, which is one of my father's favorite movies of all time,
seen it. Don't want to see it again.
Seriously, that's one of my every time that movie is on, and I really mean every time. It could be playing in a foreign language on HBO Latino, and he fucking watches it.
HBO Arab.
My mother walks in the room and goes, "Sonny,
Again?
Sonny, it's on. It's in Spanish. Is that why? Oh, and he will change it. I am not joking when I say that.
That's amazing.
That is my dad for you. He loves that movie. He also had a giant crush apparently on Goldie Hawn, which is why he watches it.
I understand.
The next one that has come out this week I've never heard of this movie. It's a drama called The Rider. After suffering a near-fatal head injury, a young cowboy undertakes a search for a new identity and what it means to be a man in the heartland of America.
I definitely do not wish to partake in this.
I didn't even get to the next part.
Listen, when you started, I was just letting you get through that part.
Nice. This is a heavy no for me. Heavy no. The next one is one that I actually, before I even read it, I remember seeing things about this a while ago, and it's going to be one I'm going to watch on Netflix. I'm going to say that now. This is a sports versus McEnroe. The story of the 80s tennis rivalry between the placid Bjorn Borg and the giantly volatile John McEnroe.
I saw...
Because Shia LaBeouf plays in this
McEnroe.
movie. Yeah.
I saw him talking about it on Kimmel or something the other night.
Yep.
And with that being said, I do not wish to partake in this particular cinematic endeavor.
I do. I like sports movies.
I do too.
And just the fact that John McEnroe was a super charismatic guy. For those of you who are young, who are too young to even know who the hell John McEnroe was, he was a very good tennis player. But he was a mouthy motherfucker. Mm-hmm. He lets you know it.
I'm the shit, bitch.
Are you serious? Like that was his thing continuously. Are you serious? Anyway, go on to the next one. This is a thriller drama called Beirut. Not the drinking game that we play at my house a lot. This is caught in the crossfires of a civil war. CRA operatives must send a former U.S. diplomat to negotiate for the life of a friend that they left behind. Starring Rosamund Pike, John Hamm, who actually is a very good actor, Dean Norris, and Mark Pellegrino.
I do not wish to partake in this cinematic endeavor.
I may watch that just because some of those movies end up being pretty good.
You enjoy.
And then, let's see. There's actually a lot. Okay. The next one is 20 Weeks. It's a romance drama. The couple must decide how to move forward when their baby is diagnosed with a serious health condition at a 20-week scan.
No.
So this is basically about like having a late... Is this a movie like about a late-term abortion?
I fucking have no idea.
Alright, anyway. That's a no for me. Jesus, there's a lot of movies that came out this week. Another movie, Marrowbone.
Nope.
It's a horror thriller drama. Never heard of this. It's got horror in it. A young man and his three younger siblings who have kept secret the death of their beloved mother in order to remain together are plagued by a sinister presence in the sprawling manor in which they live. I don't know what the fuck that is. Uh-oh. Oh, and then the dog talked back. Alright. Then we have Rampage. The action sci-fi movie with Dwayne Johnson.
I'm gonna watch this on
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Either Netflix or HBO.
Same here. And then we have the movies that were in the top 10 because we didn't really get a chance to do that in the last couple of weeks. What the fuck just happened?
Let's do the top 5.
I gotta quickly. There it is. I'm like. We had last week. The number 1 movie was A Quiet Place.
I want to see that.
I do want to see that movie too. That actually might be a horror movie I wouldn't mind seeing in the theater just to get the cinematic experience of that whole thing. But I probably won't. But definitely going to be. It's going to be a one that I will definitely. It's a top tier one on Netflix or Hulu or whatever the fuck.
I'm going to Redbox it.
Or Redbox. It made $50.2 million.
Nice.
Which is a lot of fucking money for a horror movie. Blockers. We did talk about Blockers, the John Cena movie.
I might catch it on like HBO.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch it probably
late
eventually.
Night if it comes on, yeah.
Because it looks like it could be funny. Because it's one of those type of movies that probably is funny, script wise. And John Cena really isn't as bad of an actor. Actually, that was number 3. I glossed right over number 2. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. The last time we did Ready Player One.
No,
the Steven
no interest
Spielberg
in
movie. That's made $96 million in 2 weeks.
Zero interest.
Number 4 was still Black Panther.
Still haven't seen it.
Black Panther is now one of the top grossing films of all time.
Number 3 or 4.
Yeah, $665.6 million.
It's behind Avatar, Titanic, and
No, past Titanic.
did it pass?
It
It's
passed
behind
Titanic.
Avatar and
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars Rogue One.
The
The one that just came out.
the first one.
I don't know. I've never
The
seen.
one that came out a couple years ago.
I've never
Not
seen
the
the
one that
Star
just
Wars.
came out. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it right now. But the one that introduced us to Rey, and yeah, fuck it, that one. That's all it's following. The movie Acrimony, the one with the lady from Empire.
Yes.
I forget her name.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, I knew you knew it. I couldn't think of her name. That it was 1, 2, 3. That was 5th.
Nice.
It's made 31.7 in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I can only imagine. We talked about that a while ago. That was next at 68.5. That Chappaquiddick movie, which I didn't want to see, that made 5.8 last week. Sherlock Gnomes is still in the top 10. Pacific Rim Uprising is still in there, and then The Isle of Dogs. So that's it. All right. Is that the... Excuse me. Oh, God. Belcher. Is that the show for the week? Are we good? Anything else you want to say? Besides, no show next week.
Yeah, no show. Going on vacation with the family.
Also, if you want to buy a T-shirt, go... I'm trying to get to the little spot right here that you can see me. If you want to buy a T-shirt, we're going to be selling T-shirts. I thought you were intentionally... I thought you were going to block me.
I was, but if
you want to buy a T-shirt from us, we are going to start selling them. We're going to be taking orders so that we can sell them. They're going to be $20 with shipping. We have to do it because it costs a fuckload to actually make these movies and then ship them. If you want to get a hold of us, send a message through the Spreaker app, through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/NotACluePodcast. Send us a message on Twitter at NotACluePod.
send us an individual message.
Yeah,
on
if you know our
any of
social
Facebooks.
media accounts, send it there too.